Hi, I'm Sybil Dunne from Coldwell Banker, Hickok, and Boardman, and as part of our United Way week, we are getting to know some of our neighbors in the community and learning where our donations to United Way are going. So I am very happy to be here today with Mark Redmond of Spectrum Youth and Family Services. Thank you, Mark.
Sybil, good to see you. Thanks for having me on today.
Yes, you know the Hickok and Boardman family pretty well.
It's a big family, and we love the whole family, you know? We're a family-loving organization.
Brian, I know, has done a number of sleep outs.
He was one of the founding fathers and mothers of the sleep out. There were only a few people. It was a crazy idea we had.
Yeah.
And I still have a picture of like the 40 of us, you know, which has grown into hundreds now. But
yes.
he was there. He was one of the originals.
Yeah, that is awesome. And the fact that kids are now doing it to help raise awareness.
Hundreds of kids do it all around the state to raise money. You know, Boy Scout troops and youth groups and church groups and high school team. It's amazing.
That is
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
So we are here to learn a little bit more about what you do here. So tell me, you know, over the last, I don't want to say the bad word, but over the last 2.5 to 3 years, things have had to evolve and change. And
Yes.
so what has that meant for Spectrum?
So it's meant big changes for us, I would say. You know, we've been around for 52 years. I've been here 19 years. And we've seen a lot of growth in the last 3 years. I would say specifically in the area of mental health, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we know that the United States and the state of Vermont and this county is in a mental health crisis, especially for teenagers and young adults, which is who we deal with. So it's really sad and tragic, but you look at statistics on teenage suicide attempts, eating disorders, depression, anxiety disorders, it is all skyrocketing in this country, and we are no exception. So I would say 3 years ago, I think we had 6 or 7 licensed mental health and addiction recovery counselors on staff. We now have 14.
Wow.
So and I still have a waiting list. Now, the waiting list has gone down. It was up around 50 or 60 young people looking for counseling help. Now it's down to in the 20s because we've added so many staff. My big problem was, where do I put all these people? And we just bought a building on Pine Street because I didn't have anywhere, you know, for people to go. So that has been a big challenge, you know, and I don't want to put any young person. Imagine if you had, you know, a daughter or son, 15, 16, and they had an eating disorder, or they were depressed, or whatever, or self-harm, cutting. Oh, we'll put you on a list. I don't want anybody to be in a list. So that's been a big push for us, you know, hiring more mental health counselors and expanding. So that has been, and then St. Albans has been a big change too. So we've been in St. Albans, Spectrum, I would say for about 8 years, working specifically with teenagers as young as 14 all the way to 23 who are in the foster care system. So they might have been removed from their family when they were born, who knows, because of abuse or neglect. And they're living now with aunts, uncles, grandparents, foster parents, and we help them get ready. You know, how do you finish high school? Do you want to apply to college? How do you find a job? You know, what's credit card debt? How do you lease an apartment? And those staff have said to me for years, Mark, there are homeless young people in St. Albans who need what we have here in Burlington, which is a drop-in center where young people can come, no questions asked. They can get food, they can get counseling, we can help them with tutoring, help them with driver's ed. So a donor stepped through and gave us a big donation, then we got some federal grants too. So we started a 1.5 years ago a drop-in center in St. Albans. So I'm going there tonight, seeing mostly younger kids. Here in Burlington, we see like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
Because we have the King Street Center, the Boys and Girls Club, but there really isn't anything like that in St. Albans. So we're seeing younger kids, and we're starting next month to open up 3 apartments in Burlington, in St. Albans, which is great for kids who are literally homeless and have nowhere to go. So we'll start with 3, see how that goes, and we can expand from there. So I would say those 2 areas. In the third area, we got invited by a donor who had gone to law school and learned about something called restorative justice, and said, I would love to see Spectrum do something in the area of restorative justice. So for the last 2 years, we've had a full-time staff member. We picked Winooski School District in the city itself. What's restorative justice? How do we use the police less, you know, to discipline youth who are having trouble? How do we suspend kids from school less? If we do have to suspend them, how do we welcome them back into our school, you know, rather than your suspensions all to come back?
Right.
So I'm really proud of the work that we're doing there. Restorative justice, it's about changing the culture of a school and a community. So those would be the three areas I would say that have, when I look at the last 3 years. Besides dealing with the pandemic, what we do with people, where they stay, you remember we were washing our vegetables and everything,
Right.
So that has been a trial to get through that, but we're kind of out the other end of it. But those are the big changes.
Truly the full spectrum.
Yeah,
I mean, no
I didn't
pun.
invent the name. I wasn't there 52 years ago.
But no.
But it does fit.
It
fits.
absolutely still fits, but from mental health to homelessness to making sure that kids are accepted again after making maybe
Yes.
some poor choices.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. We're here for kids,
Yeah.
second, third, fourth, fifth chances. That's
Yeah.
right.